the day was so meaningful and powerful, but none of these things, go off without a hitch, without something happening. So were there any like funny stories or goofy things that happened that kind of made the day a little lighter?
It was really quiet. I mean, we're like out in the middle of nowhere, it's really quiet. And I saw Drew, our like video director, producer, and he looked like he was just like, I thought he was on his phone, and I even like tried to say something of like, I don't know. I tried to start a conversation with him and he was like not looking up, and I was like, oh, whatever. That's a little rude, but it's fine, bye, or whatever. Anyways, and I walk a little further and all of a sudden I hear this like crash of like something up in the sky crashing. And I was like, I've like turned around and I'm looking everywhere for where did the sound come from? What in the world was that? Like, it's really quiet out here. And I see the drone stuck up in the tree and Drew like running to be underneath it to try and either catch it if it was gonna fall or figure out where it was. And he was like kind of panicking, and it all made sense at that point. Drew was driving this drone and accidentally got it stuck in a tree.
And I'm like walking up on the path and like Ben Early like approaches me. He's like, did you bring a football? Cause I think he maybe texted me the night before. Like we talked about like, oh, bring something to toss around at some point. I was like, no, I don't have a football in my car, and I should. I let the boys down. We don't have anything to toss around, but I think someone had a tennis ball, and I was like, but we can play with that. He was like, no, we need it to get this drone out of the tree. And I was like, oh, so we're not gonna be friends and hang out. Yeah, this feels much more important.
So April thinks that Drew is just this rude guy who has no interest in having a conversation with her, and KJ is trying to impress the boys but forgot a football. All the while, the two of you are like totally not reading the outside situation of what's going on. Is that kind of just a better synopsis of what that was?
I was just trying to get a dub for the boys, man, and I got shut out.
Ladies, we could talk about the dressing room area was a total nightmare. Disaster, clothes all over the place. What should I wear?
Emily brought like her closet for everyone to choose their outfits from.
The girls came back in just like fashion show ready, like in blazers. Like, all right, where is this?
I just brought all my blazers, okay?
Right.
A lot of sins can be covered with a blazer.
That was hilarious. Like, from the women's side, but like me having a full on, like we were having a very intense conversation with Mark Allen about his outfit. Like he was, you remember that? Like after or like during lunch, he was like, okay, but I've got these pants and these shoes and this jacket.
We all had to consider what we all are wearing. We're all wearing jean jackets and tight pants. It's like, who gets to be the one that wears the jean jacket, the white t-shirt, and the black tight pants?
Speaking of having like the same attire, Eric, don't you have the same hat right behind you right now?
Yes. Listen, if it's oversized, if it's trendy, if it's vintage, that's the style. Men and women.
It's like, do I wear big pants with a small shirt or big shirt with small pants?
One of the other things that was happening is we had to like change our shoes. Because we left the building to go to a different building. There's snow on the ground. So everyone had an extra pair of shoes right when you walked in the chapel where we were recording.
I think the day would have been condensed to half if we didn't have to change our shoes. Very, very, very point of the whole day.